welcome to this 45-minute slow flow yoga practice. Let's begin by sitting in a comfortable seat directly on your bottom. And as you come into that seat, just take a few breaths here to move around organically, however feels good for you. And as you do that, you might just play with this idea of noticing how you're balancing on your hips, on your sits bones, and then eventually finding this place where you begin to find a sense of grounding down through the center line of your body. Let your hips become heavy as your spine lengthens up. Shoulder blades soften down your back, and you might find a slight tuck in your chin as the back of your neck lengthens. And you can begin to soften or close your eyes. And then if it feels okay, go ahead and allow your hands to rest palm open on your lap. Just allowing for a gentle curl through your fingertips. This gesture of opening and receiving. And begin to notice your breath. As you inhale, your belly rises, filling you up. As you exhale, your belly softens, grounding you down. Inhale, belly fills. Exhale, belly softens. And if it's in your practice to set an intention, I invite you to do so. That intention might be a word, something that you're working to cultivate or bring into your life. Maybe that intention is a person or somebody that you want to send love or light out to today. Whatever that intention is for you, bring it to the forefront of your mind and begin to connect it to your breath. As you inhale, bring that intention into your physical being. As you exhale, soften and share that intention out. Inhale, fill your body up with your intention. Exhale, soften and release that intention out. Give yourself 2 to 3 more breaths here. Finding this rhythm at your own pace. You find that next inhale, allow your hands to come palm down on your lap, this gesture of rooting and grounding. And then begin to slowly blink open your eyes, finding that point of focus just in front of you. And allow your chin to come into your chest. Let your head be heavy, giving a stretch through your neck, maybe even into your upper back. And then slowly start to find a half circle here. So at first that right ear comes over your right shoulder, stretching through the left side of your neck. And chin comes back through center, left ear, over left shoulder. And just start to take that on your own. And eventually, if you want, you can allow this to come into a full circle. If you're taking that full circle, think about lifting up through the back of your head and neck to give that support to your neck. And if you're taking those full circles, go ahead, the next time you come through center, let that roll in the opposite direction. And as your chin comes through center, lift your head back up on top of your shoulders. And begin to give those shoulders a roll. As you inhale, shoulder blades come up towards your ears. As you exhale, let them soften down your back. And taking that in the opposite direction, just checking in that your biceps, triceps, forearms, wrists, fingers stay really soft and relaxed here. And then letting that come into stillness. Bring your hands to your knees and we'll come into some seated cat-cows. So as you inhale, press your pelvis forward, widen your collarbones, lift your gaze. As you exhale, round your spine, drop your gaze. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Taking 2 or 3 more of these here, your own breath, your own rhythm. And then next time you come through center, go ahead and come into stillness. And then make this transition into your tabletop. So bringing your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, spreading your fingers wide, and then we'll start to come into those cat-cows from this shape. So just as you inhale, belly drops, collarbones widen, gaze lifts. As you exhale, spine rounds, gaze drops. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, spine rounds, gaze drops. And as you move here, if there's some other shapes your body wants to find, some free form movement, swaying your hips side to side, sinking into a child's pose, taking that opposite flip of your wrists, giving yourself about 3 more breaths to just move as it feels good in your body. And then in that next breath or so, come through that neutral tabletop. Tuck through those right toes and just begin to roll out that right calf. You might even end up rolling that left knee off the mat as you begin to warm up that calf and hamstring. And then allow that to come to stillness. Kick that left foot out to the side, and we're going to come into our supported side plank. That right foot is going to ground down, and you're going to take that right hand up towards the ceiling, and then over in bicep by ear. Let that inhale bring space into your rib cage as you reach. Stay for that exhale. As you inhale, coming up through your gate pose. That right hand is going to trace that right leg. Left bicep by your ears. Reach through those left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, round it down. Come through that tabletop pose. And then start to tuck through those left toes and give that rock and roll to that left calf and hamstring, maybe rolling that right knee off the mat. And then allow that to come into stillness. Kick that right foot out to the side, ground that left foot down. Left fingertips reach up, supported side plank, and then take that left hand out, bicep by ear. Inhale, fills your side body. Stay for that exhale. Inhale, rise up for that gate pose. Left hand comes down that left leg. Right hand reaches. And round it down. Coming back through that tabletop. And then from here, we're gonna tuck our toes and press it up and back into your downward facing dog. And as you arrive here, just begin to pedal push through your feet, bending one knee and then the other. So begin to wake up even more your calves, finding some mobility in the joints of your knees and your ankles. And then begin to allow this movement to turn into a walk and take that shift to the top of your mat into a forward fold. And as you arrive, take a generous bend in your knees. You might grab for opposite elbows or interlace your hands at the nape of your neck. And just let your torso have a little shake and roll side to side. And then slowly release any grip that you have. And on an inhale, begin to round up, stacking vertebra on vertebra, letting your arms stay released. Head is that last piece that arrives on top. As you come through center, you might take a little roll here through your shoulders. And then find your Tadasana. So bring your feet about hip width apart, and we're just going to start by playing with a little bit of balance here. So just begin to explore the edge of where you can find balance. So rolling back onto your heels, rolling forward on to the ball mounds of your feet, taking that movement side to side. And then again, begin to find that place at center where you feel a sense of stability. Ball mound and heel of your foot, feet root down, toes soften off the mat, and then place those toes down. And then just allow yourself to think about the stacking of your bones here. So your knees will float over your ankles, your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your hips, and your head balances on top. And then let the palms of your hands face forward, activating through your fingertips. And as you inhale, reach your hands up and out, overhead. Take up space, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, bring your hands through the center line of your body. Palms shine forward. Inhale, hands reach. Gaze follows. This time as you exhale, swan dive down. Let your heart lead you. Take that bend in your knees as you arrive down. Let your head and neck be heavy. As you inhale, find a halfway lift. Hands are going to come to your shins. And then really press against your shins, lengthening your spine. Shoulder blades roll onto your back. You have that long line of energy from your tailbone through the crown of your head. And if your gaze is at your belly, go ahead and let your gaze be at the floor here. Give yourself one more inhale, and exhale, take that forward fold. As you inhale, hands reach up and out, overhead, high prayer, gaze follows. Exhale, hands through center line of your body, palms shine forward. So we're just going to take that as a little mini flow here. About 1 or 2 breaths per movement. As you inhale, hands reach up and out, gaze follows. Exhale, forward fold, heart leads. Inhale, halfway lift, find that length through your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands reach. High prayer. Exhale, hands down, palms shine forward. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. forward one last time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands reach up and out. Exhale, hands through center line. Palms shine forward. Okay, we're going to take it back down and then switch it up a little bit. As you inhale, hands reach up and out overhead. Exhale, take it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step that right foot back and then your left foot. You're coming into that high plank. Your shoulders are over your wrists. You're spreading your fingers wide. Finding that long line of energy, soles of your feet through the crown of your head. If you're here and this is feeling like a lot, always option, bring those knees down to the mat to help support your lower back. If you're in that high plank, give yourself one more inhale. And then as you exhale, we're sending it up and back, downward facing dog. And we're just gonna take that a few times, moving between down dog and high plank. Again, flowing breath to movement. So as you inhale, roll forward, take that high plank. As you exhale, send it up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 or 3 more of these. Your pace, your movement. Okay. The next time you come through that high plank, hold there. Drop your knees down, and then we're gonna lower. We're gonna hinge at the elbows and send your elbows back, bringing your belly down to your mat. Hands stay under your shoulders as you inhale. Take your cobra pose. Gaze is just in front of you. Neck is long. Exhale, heart releases down. And press back into your child's pose. So send those knees wide, big toes touch. Forehead comes down. Give yourself just a few rounds of breath here to rest. As you find that next inhale, bring the weight back into your hands, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back. Find that downward facing dog once more. And then start to find that walk, coming back to the top of your mat into your forward fold. As you take that inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands reach up and out overhead. Exhale, hands through, center line, palms shine forward. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, take it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, stepping back, left foot, then right foot this time, back into that high plank. Inhale here, exhale, drop your knees, your chest, coming through to that cobra pose. Inhale. Exhale, heart releases down. Pressing back either through that child's pose or tucking your toes and pressing back up through that high plank and then into your downward facing dog. Wherever you're taking that rest, child's pose or down dog, give yourself 2 rounds of breath. And then as you find that next inhale, we're going to move once more to the top of our mat. Inhales, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands reach up and out. Exhale, hands center line, palms shine forward. Okay, so we're going to play with a new little sequence here. So start by bringing your hands to your hips. And we're going to come into high lunge. So begin by rooting down through that right foot and lift that left foot off your mat, stepping back, finding your high lunge. And as you arrive, take those little adjustments that you need so you can feel grounded and rooted here. Think about having that front knee over your ankle, and then just take a check-in with your shoulders and hips. So if your torso is pitched forward, perhaps send a little bend into that back knee, just helping to bring shoulders over hips here. And then find this engagement through your thighs. Yeah, you might even get a little lift as that right hip rolls back and that left hip rolls forward. And then as you're ready, let your hands reach up overhead. Let your fingertips reach, let your shoulder blades soften. As you inhale, start to lengthen that right leg and then roll to that right heel. So those toes are coming off the mat. Let those thighs engage. Yeah, it's a balancing pose. Find that stability, root down, inhale. Exhale, root that right foot, send that bend back into your knee. Inhale here. As you exhale, open it up for your warrior two. And again, take this time to find your feet and your grounding. That right knee is staying over your right ankle. And then think about rooting down through this back hip and lifting through your right hip. Yeah, and you might even actually lengthen that front leg at first. Just give a little play here with your hips, how they want to rotate or how they're able to rotate. And then you can feel that lift even more strongly through that front hip. And then go ahead, send that bend back into your front knee. As you're ready, hands can reach out in opposite directions. And then let your palms face back towards the ceiling. Finding your inhale, staying for that exhale. Inhale, reach that right hand forward. Exhale, send it back. Reverse warrior, stay committed to that bend in your right knee. Little to no weight in that back hand. Let that inhale expand your rib cage. Staying for that exhale. And then starting to reach that hand forward, keeping that space in your ribs as you come into your extended side angle. So as you arrive here, think about tucking that right hip under as you roll that left hip open. And let your rib cage follow that trajectory so your heart is reaching towards the ceiling. And then find your breath. As you come into that next inhale, we'll come back through our warrior two. And then begin to lengthen that front leg. And then just walk your feet in a little bit. But our toes are going to be pointing out, our heels in. And then just bend into your knees. And we're just going to take a little rock and roll here with our goddess legs. Give yourself 3 or so breaths here to just find some organic movement. And then we're going to find a little other mini flow. So as you inhale, reach it up and out, expand in every direction. As you exhale, sink it down, hands through heart center. Inhale, rise it up, take up space. Exhale, sink it down. 3 more, follow your breath. Sink it down one last time, as low as you've been. Inhale, rise. And then bring your toes in, walk your feet towards one another, and come back to the top of your mat. I'm gonna bring it to this side of my mat so I can keep talking out to you. So we're gonna take it to the left side, same shapes, left side. Start by rooting that left foot down, and then step that right foot up and back. And again, as you arrive, take those little movements you need to find your grounding. That left knee is over your left ankle. You might check in with that right knee and maybe send a little bend into it if you feel that your torso is pitched forward, just gives you a bit more space to find that alignment. And then checking in here, find that strength, that engagement through that left hip rolling back, right hip rolling forward, and then that lift up. As you inhale, hands reach overhead. Okay, we're gonna start to lengthen that left leg, and then roll to that left heel. Toes are gonna start to reach towards the ceiling. Ooh, find that engagement through your thighs. Let that breath keep dropping in. And then slowly start to come back down, bending into that left knee. Inhale here. Exhale opens you up. Take that warrior two, and again, those beats to set yourself up. So that left knee is over your left ankle. And we're gonna find that sense of equilibrium in our hips. So back hip drops back, front hip lifts. You might take that length through your left leg to just give a little play to the hips here, noticing all the different ways, again, that they want to move when your legs are in this shape. And then find that sense of that left hip lifting, that right hip dropping. And as you take that, then bend into that left knee. Reaching your hands out, palms face up. Gaze over that left hand. And allow yourself to notice your breath. So you take that next inhale, reach your left hand forward, send it back, reverse warrior, stay committed, bend in that left knee, little to no weight in that back hand. Inhale, expands your rib cage, staying for the exhale, and then start to reach it forward, but keep thinking space through the side of your body. And as you arrive here, again, check in with those hips. Think about that left hip rolling under, right hip rolling open, and letting that affect your chest and rib cage. Let that rib cage roll with it. And return to following your breath. As you take that next inhale, begin to rise once more through your warrior two. And then lengthen that front leg. Just begin to walk your feet back in a little bit. We're gonna come back to those goddess legs once more. So send a bend into your knees. Take your hands to your inner thighs, and we're just gonna find a twist here. So as you inhale, find that length through your spine. As you exhale, right shoulder drops, look left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder drops, look right. Take one more cycle here on your own. And then coming up through center, walking your feet in. And we're gonna find tree pose here. So a couple of different places for you to be as you explore here. We're gonna start on the right side and find again that rooting through the ball mountain heel of your feet, of your right foot. See if you can let your toes be soft and some engagement into that right quad. So it almost feels like that knee is being sucked up into that right quad. And then from here, you might let that left foot be a kickstand, so the heel of that left foot can come to your ankle, toes on the floor. Maybe that foot comes to your calf. Maybe that foot comes to your inner thigh. So just watching out for your knee. You don't want that foot directly on your knee, because then you really want to think about pressing your foot into your leg back into your foot. Woo! Maybe hands come to heart center. Maybe hands start to reach overhead. Give yourself 5 breaths here. Knowing that if you fall out, that's okay. Falling out is a part of doing the pose. Allowing for movement and flow, here. And then slowly starting to release. As you come down, take any movements here that feel good. Just shake your body out. And then we'll take that over to the left side. So taking that same attention to that left side, so ball mounted heel of the foot root, softening through your toes, lifting through that left quad, and then allowing this to be a discovery on this side. So this side might be different than that first side, that's okay. So just playing with that. Maybe ball mound of that right foot is on the ground. Maybe you want to take that foot to your calf. Maybe that foot to your inner thigh. And then again, discovering where your hands want to live on this side. Heart center, overhead. And give yourself those 5 breaths to flow and explore here. Slowly finding that release. Again, any movements that feel good. And then go ahead and take a seat on your mat. And bring the soles of your feet to touch. And let this be a pretty wide shape. It's almost like a diamond. I'll actually take it this way so that you can really allow your lower back to open up here. So just start by taking your chin into your chest. Let your head be heavy as your spine rounds and the weight of your torso and head start to pull you down towards the ground. If you have a block, it might feel nice to bring that block under your head. You can also use blankets or books. Or if it feels okay, it can also just hang out here. And as you take those inhales, think about expanding through your lower back, sending that breath down into your hips. And as you exhale, see if you can discover a little bit more surrender and softening. As you find that next inhale, slowly begin to roll back up, vertebra by vertebra. And then take your hands to the outside edges of your knees and just help them in. Give yourself a hug here, wrapping, grabbing for opposite elbows or whatever's accessible. Forehead comes down to your knees. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly release that and begin to make your way to your back. And as you arrive here, really allow your body to meet the ground. And you can either be here in constructive rest, soles of your feet on the mat, knees pointing towards the ceiling, or if it feels okay, you can take your legs long, right off here. But just let your body be heavy. Allowing the ground to rise up and hold you. We'll end with a twist. So you're ready, bringing your knees into your belly. And then go ahead and either goal post or tee your arms out to the side. Just let your legs float over to the left. Your gaze can be overhead or over that right right shoulder. Allow that right shoulder to become even heavier, melting towards the ground. As you inhale, bringing your legs back through center, and then letting them float over to the right. Gaze overhead or over that left hand. Left shoulder softens towards the ground. So you inhale, bring your legs back through center. Just give yourself a little hug in here and a massage to your lower back. Then coming into a happy baby, so either taking your hands under your thighs, peace fingers to big toes, or hands to the outside edges of your feet. Making a little roll, extending through one leg and then the other. If there's anything else that your body is wanting to find before it moves into Savasana, that final shape of rest, go ahead and let yourself take those shapes or just organic movements. And as you're ready, beginning to make your way to Savasana, allowing your legs to reach long, allowing your arms to reach out to the side, palms face up. You might begin to find a tuck through your shoulder blades, giving a lift through your heart. As you give up and over any sense of effort or doing, allowing these next few moments to simply be and breathe. Giving yourself this time, knowing that I have my eye on the clock, so you can totally give over to rest for these next few moments. Slowly begin to find some tiny movements in your fingers and your toes, inviting a fuller breath into your body. Maybe allowing your head to roll side to side, stretching your arms up overhead, finding that lovely morning stretch. yourself one more full breath here to remember your intention. As you're ready, beginning to press yourself up, finding a comfortable seat, allowing your eyes to remain heavy or closed, your body soft. Taking your hands and bringing them palm up. Taking one more breath here in this gesture of opening. And bringing your hands to heart center. And then up to your third eye center, that place right between your brows. Connecting your heart's desire with your mind's intention. The life, the love, the teacher in me bows to the life, the love, the teacher in each of you. Namaste.